Welcome to Unity on the Avenue. Whether you're returning or you're joining us for the first time, know that we're so blessed and grateful that you have chosen to be with us today. I'm joining you from Evergreen, Colorado, from my home studio, due to the snow we're having today. My name's Mailyn Faulkner, and what I want you to know is we're here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. We long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. We're here to remind you how much you're truly loved. Here's a song by Janice Stanfield called All the Good. Feel free to join in. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. On that again. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. Now it's a little different, so follow me. Here we go. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. Sing. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. Now back to the original. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. One more time. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do.
Good morning and welcome. Wherever this finds you on this beautiful day, welcome to Unity on the Avenue. We are joining from remote locations today because of impending interesting weather here in the Denver area. And please know, wherever you are welcome here. And type in your name and let us know where you're joining us from, just so your name can be in the space so we can have even more of a wonderful connection with you. You know, here at Unity on the Avenue, we are a radically inclusive community. We bless all people and honor all faith traditions and relational orientations and gender identities. So whoever you are, wherever you are on your path, we honor you as a spiritual being having a human experience. And you are welcome in this community in all ways, always. And now for some announcements before we get into our wonderful service today. I want to share with you some great news. Our Unity on the Avenue Spiritual Center is reopening for in-person worship on Easter Sunday, April 4th. So please plan to be with us. Note the time change. We're going to be gathering at 8:30 a.m. at Unity on the Avenue on the corner of 17th and Dahlia in beautiful Park Hill in Denver, Colorado. We would love to have you join us. We have a powerful message. We have wonderful guest musicians. We have beautiful altar pieces and set pieces. We just really look forward to having you join us on this wonderful, miraculous, inspiring day as we consciously come back together in physical community. And please know, we continue to take your safety very seriously. We will be wearing masks, we will be observing distancing guidelines, and we have installed new hospital-grade HEPA filters in our sanctuary to recirculate the air, to remove any microorganisms in the air, again, to make sure that you are safe as we come together in person for Easter Sunday on April 4th. 8:30 a.m. You do need to sign up, so please visit our website at unityontheavenue.org to let us know that you'll be joining us. Then as we head more into April, I'm very excited to be launching another class. We're going to be exploring using the labyrinth as some more announcements for you this week. I am very excited to be launching a new class, The Labyrinth as a Spiritual Tool. That's going to be happening the 4 Wednesdays in April, the 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And it is free. We do appreciate any love offering, and we just want to come together and explore the labyrinth. As you may know, we have a beautiful 7-circuit labyrinth at our property on the corner of 17th and Dahlia. You're welcome to walk at any time you'd like, and we are going to be exploring the labyrinth online as part of a Zoom class the first 3 Wednesdays, and then on the last class on April 28th, it is our intention to meet in person and walk the labyrinth together. COVID guidelines notwithstanding, of course, we will keep everyone and everything as safe as we can. So again, go to our website, sign up for that class, Labyrinth as a Spiritual Tool. And then on May 1st, we're giving you lots of notice because it's going to be a really exciting event. May 1st is annually World Labyrinth Day. So people all over the world are walking their local labyrinths with intention, with prayer, in mindfulness, and it's a very powerful, energetic day. So please plan to join us in person on Saturday, May 1st, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at Unity on the Avenue as we celebrate and honor World Labyrinth Day. So a lot of exciting things coming up. When you're on our website, please sign up for our weekly newsletter. We welcome our new newsletter editor, Ren Riley. She's doing a great job right out of the chute, capturing all of the activities, and we want to make sure that you're connected to receive that information on a weekly basis. So unityontheavenue.org, contact us, e-newsletter sign up. We'd love to stay in touch with you. We share this every week, and it continues to be a deep part of who we are at Unity on the Avenue. Everything that we do is grounded in prayer. So please join me in welcoming Penny Ware, our prayer chaplain, who will lead us in our statement of faith, as well as provide a reading grounding today's service.
Good morning. Let us say our statement of faith. There is one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. God, the good, omnipotent.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
And with our statement of faith, let us take this in, breathe in, and allow yourself to breathe out. Allow these words to become embedded in your heart. During this pandemic, I turn within and trust the process that all is well in our spiritual community as we navigate this period of uncertainty. In this time, I make the sacred commitment to search my heart and mind for ways to think outside the box and ask myself, how best can I serve our community? I stride forward in confidence and courage into a new panorama of possibilities, one where equality, justice, and inclusion prevails for all of us. I am committed to valuing the humanity and divinity in all people living and serving in this community. Whatever I am called to do, I face our needs with love and compassion. Just breathe. At times, I may feel frightened, sad, angry, and confused about the future and direction of our community, of our world. However, each situation contains a lesson or gift that forms a steady foundation for where I can grow, stand, and evolve. And I remember to breathe. I know that caring and a loving God is in the midst of any appearances. I pray that my joy and my acceptance of how things are overcome any feelings of anger and sadness. And I breathe. My commitment to healing and serving unity on the Avenue keeps my mind and heart centered on God and my connections that I have with others in this community. I declare divine order in perfection in the evolving of my soul and the kindred souls of those walking the spiritual path by my side as we focus on the idea of our oneness with each other. We are not separate. And I breathe. There is no separation. Soul to soul, we grow together through certain experiences and evolve in wisdom on our spiritual journey. I call upon the spiritual attributes of wisdom, insight, inspiration, forgiveness, and love for the healing and wholeness of unity on the Avenue and for our community and for the world. The harmonizing presence and power of God restores and heals all of us in this community. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance and direction. And I breathe, and so it is. Amen.
And now for something a little bit different. This is an original poem over music. Just sit back and enjoy. Feel free to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Today I accept I am a wave in the ocean, a part of something larger, yet the same. I allow myself to be fluidity in motion and have faith my good knows my name. The light of the sun will only bring me warmth if I float on the top and receive. Like the extent and degree of my many blessings are measured by what I believe. The limitless expansion of all that there is, above, below, and within me, allows me the space to ebb and flow with grace and move in the direction of my dreams. My gratitude runs deep for all that I am and all of the power that prayer brings. When I trust and know that Spirit as me can truly manifest anything.
Oh my goodness, how good it is to have beautiful music, both songs that we're familiar with as well as new and original music by our own music team, by so many of our musical guests. We are truly blessed as our music ministry is so powerful and continues to help us take our wonderful message of oneness, truth, and light to the world. And speaking of truth and light to the world, this month we are focusing on words. Yes, my friends, words matter. And this month we're looking at it through an Irish lens in recognition of St. Patrick's Day later this week, March 17th. So whoever you are, whatever your heritage, we bless you and honor you. For those who are Irish or identify as Irish, thank you for sharing your beautiful heart, your beautiful culture, your beautiful country with so many of us around the world. And once something gets my attention 2 or 3 or 4 times, I try to pay attention to it. So when it came knocking on my door that 3 different presidents and so many other orators and people in the public arena were quoting an Irish poet by the name of Seamus Heaney, I thought I wanted to pay attention to that. So that is who we're diving into today. And I am going to be reading a bit more than usual because his words are so powerful. And the words that have been written about him are so powerful. I want to make sure that power, that tone, that energy is being conveyed appropriately. So who then is Seamus Heaney? Seamus Heaney is a widely recognized poet. He has won the Nobel Prize. He's won virtually every major prize in literature and poetry for his original work, as well as the work that he has translated from other languages into English. And one of the things that really excites me, one of the things that really gets me going, is the opportunity to look for unique areas of intersection. So as I was exploring Heaney, what became apparent to me is so many interesting pieces of his life that he pulls together, or that he pulled together. He made his transition a few years ago. And so he was born to Catholic parents in Northern Ireland. So a whole lot of overlay there with the struggle and the strife that was occurring in Ireland and Northern Ireland, the war, the battles between the Protestants and the Catholics, being born into an agrarian culture and later becoming an academic, and then identifying as Catholic as a young boy. And later, as he moved through his process of growth and expansion, became to identify as an agnostic, although while still recognizing and appreciating his deep Catholic roots. So there's so much there to talk about that is relevant to where we are today with the intersection of religion and politics. What role does academia play? And what of the arts, as we have experienced during this past year? How can we still support the arts and allow the arts to support us, specifically literature and poetry? So much has come out of this past year, and I wanted to offer you a different perspective, a different international perspective, and somebody who has had some similar experiences with regard to politics and culture and commenting and how and where and when does one engage with that. So, as I suggested, Heaney is a native of Northern Ireland, and he lived near Dublin for many years of his life. He was the author of more than 20 volumes of poetry and criticism, and edited several widely used anthologies. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1995 for works of lyrical beauty and ethical depth, which exalt everyday miracles and the living past. I love that. And that was 1995. Additionally, as part of his resume, Heaney taught at Harvard University from 1825 to 2006 and served as the Oxford Professor of Poetry from 1989 to 1994. And he did make his transition in 2013. One critic noted that Heaney is that rare thing, a poet rated highly by critics and academics, yet popular with the common reader. Part of his popularity stems from his subject matter: modern Northern Ireland, its farms and cities beset with civil strife, its natural culture and language overrun by English rule. He was born and raised in Northern Ireland, and the impact of his surroundings and the details of his upbringing on his work are immense. As I suggested, he was a Catholic born in Protestant Northern Ireland. The impact of his surroundings and the details of his upbringing on his work are immense. As a Catholic in Protestant Northern Ireland, he once described himself as someone who emerged from a hidden, buried life and entered the realm of education. He used his work to reflect upon the troubles, the often violent political struggles that plagued the country during his young adulthood. He also sought to weave the ongoing Irish troubles into a broader historical frame, embracing the general human situation. One writer invited us not to miss the undercutting complexities of his poetry, the backwash of ironies which make him as bleak as he is bright. Another critic wrote that Heaney was resistant to dogma, yet drawn to the numinous. So you see, I'm feeling the religious and the spiritual tones overlaid with the political and the practical. And how does one engage to share heart, to share hope, and still recognize what is happening in the country? So much for us to learn, so much for us to be aware of in our experience today. Another critic wrote, "The younger Heaney wrote like a man possessed by demons, even when those demons were very literary demons. The older Heaney seems to wonder bemusedly what sort of demon he has become himself." And this specifically to our work as we accept wisdom wherever it lies. And now specifically from a spiritual perspective, as we as metaphysicians accept wisdom wherever it lies, Heaney's later work was critiqued as having a more spiritual, less concrete approach. Words like spirit and pure. How beautiful his voice resonates with so many. As a translator, as I suggested as part of his biography, his most famous work is the translation of the epic Beowulf in 2000. It was considered groundbreaking because of the freedom he took in using modern language. The book is largely credited with revitalizing what had become something of a tired chestnut in the literary world. So I have so much that I want to share, and so many of his own words. Heaney believed that people had a human in a religious landscape. Heaney believed that people had a human in religious relationship with the landscape. And his structure was so beautiful. I love one of his phrases from so many of his works, but one phrase that stands out for me: "And catch the heart off guard and blow it open." Isn't that what we are about, my friends? We are exploring what is ours to do in this world. How do we show up? How do we connect not only with those whom we love and adore, but with those with whom we have differences of opinion? How do we open our hearts and allow ourselves to be fully present in all of those works? When Heaney received the Nobel Prize in 1995, his acceptance speech was somewhere around an hour long, just shy of an hour, I think. So I will let you dive into that as part of your own research and part of your own exploration. I did want to share with you one paragraph in the poet's own words. He writes, "The form of the poem, in other words, is crucial to poetry's power to do the thing which always is and always will be to poetry's credit. The power to persuade the vulnerable part of our consciousness of its rightness in spite of the evidence of wrongness all around it, the power to remind us that we are hunters and gatherers of values, that our very solitudes and distresses are credible insofar as they too are an earnest of our veritable human being. I love that. We are hunters and gatherers of values. And you see, we get to seek, we get to explore, we get to feel what resonates with us, and we get to continually assess, right? Our own values, beliefs, and feelings. Does this particular item from my childhood, I perhaps learned it from parents or religious institutions or schools, does this belief continue to serve me? And if it does, that's perfect. Bless it and continue to incorporate it into your beingness. And if it doesn't, explore the options, right? You can dismiss it in full. You can bless it as you have gotten from it what you need, and then you can continue on your way, creating room for more good. Or you can look at it and retain what continues to work for you and serve you while releasing the other part of it, you see. One of the things that I appreciate as I get older is that there seems to be much less black and white. There seems to be more shades of gray, more shades of nuance, and it doesn't have to be an all or a nothing approach. So that is what I invite you into this week as a hunter and gatherer of values. One more piece I wanted to share with you from his epic poem, The Cure at Troy. History says, don't hope on this side of the grave, but then, once in a lifetime, the longed-for tidal wave of justice can rise up, and hope and history rhyme. With all of our conversations about social justice and how do I fit in and how do we fit in and what is mine to do and what is ours to do, I love that imagery of a longed for tidal wave of justice can rise up and hope and history rhyme. So that is what we know this day, my friends. We know the power of words. We know the symbolism and the symbology of words. We know that words are important. So I invite you to take a look at the words that you're telling yourself, as I have shared with you before. What do you continually tell yourself? You spend your most time with you. So I invite you into that space of kindness. You know, I had a moment today where a tiny, tiny little thing didn't go as I had planned or what I had hoped or what I was working toward. And I got in the space of, oh, good, David. And I thought, you know, I wouldn't want to speak to anybody else in my world that way. Why would I talk to myself that way? I'm not saying that I never have. That is my growth as a human, and that is what I invite you into as well. I went to a beautiful memorial last night for a lifelong friend. Beautiful Lil made her transition at 92. She had been working through Parkinson's the last several years of her life. And one of her grandsons was reading from her diary. So we got her memory, her history, her obituary, the highlights of her life, if you will, in her own words. And something that really struck me, that resonated with my own experience, is This bright young man loved his grandmother dearly, was sharing about his grandmother's experience serving on a grand jury. Well, I know many of us have been on jury duty and, oftentimes try to get out or get it rescheduled or whatever that looks like. And many of us serve out of a sense of civic duty. So I recognize that there are many, many parts to that particular energetic spectrum called jury duty. At any rate, the difference with serving on a grand jury is that it is an 18-month commitment. That a grand jury meets for 1 week a month for 18 months, often hearing parts of the same case and often hearing new and different cases. And he talked about how his grandmother was hearing this case with 22 other colleagues. There are 23 people on a grand jury. And that how, he and his siblings and his cousins wanted to talk to grandma and what's it like being on a grand jury and what about this crime family, and they wanted the whole story and they wanted everything behind the scenes. And he said, that is when I understood what it meant to my grandmother to be a person of integrity. I know that she loved us with her whole heart and she would do anything for us. And yet, when she put her hand on that Bible and swore not to talk about anything outside of the jury room, that was a vow she took seriously before God and as a part of her civic responsibility. And he said she would not share one word of that trial with us. So that's another invitation for you. What part of your past that you might look at or consider to inform who and what you are in this moment? Until I heard that young man speak last night at the funeral, I had kind of put in the back of my mind that I served on a federal grand jury. Yep, 18 months, a week a month for 18 months. It's a significant commitment. Learned a whole lot about the jury selection process and serving on a federal grand jury. We met in the Denver courthouse during the Oklahoma City bombing trial. So every time we would walk out for lunch or walk out after a session, hordes of media cameras were all over. Cameras and reporters and photographers and people were shouting questions at us because they didn't know what jury we were on, if we were the Oklahoma City bombing jury or if we were another jury. And so we were instructed very clearly not to speak or say anything when we stepped into that public arena. And I just couldn't help myself. So I go walking out the door with a couple of dozen of my colleagues, and a reporter is looking directly at me and shouting at me, "Is your mother proud of you?" And I was like, well, I'm not really sure what that has to do with anything, but I'd like to think that she is. So there we are. So what part of your past can inform what you're doing here and now in the present? Be with it, explore it, review it, and then keep it, release it, or alter it. And be kind, my friends. Be kind in the words that you are sharing with yourself. Just as we are viewing words through the lens of the beautiful people of Ireland, you can change your lens in how you view and what you look at and what you pursue. It is good, it is right, it is always available to seek new words, to seek different words, and to change the meaning of words in your understanding. Please join me in prayer. What a joy it is to come together. What a joy it is to speak. What a joy it is to communicate. What a joy it is to hear words. Words that I know, words that I don't know, words that I would like to know, words that I understand, words that I don't understand. I just bless all of this of my experience, and with every being listening to this prayer, I know that our words are powerful. I know that we are powerful as we continue to engage in the topics of the day, as we engage in social justice, as we look at the appropriateness of people of faith being engaged in the political arena. What does that look like? What does that feel like? How can I be of the highest and best service? So I know that we are continually engaged. And as I know that we continue to do what is ours to do, I know that we continue to be, that we continue to be in prayer, in contemplation, listening for the words from the divine, for inspiration, for guidance, for direction. And I know that we are equally clear in setting the intention that we are communicated with in a language we understand. Be that words, be that pictures, in any form that Spirit chooses. I know that it is in a way that our human selves resonate. And I simply say thank you. I say thank you, Spirit. Thank you for the power of language. Thank you for the power of oratory. Thank you for the power of words. Thank you for the extraordinary power of listening. I bless this time. I bless this beloved community. I bless all sentient beings on the planet. The one power, the one presence dwells in, around, and through all. Thank you, Spirit. All is well. God is good. And so it is. Amen. It is good to be together in community. Thank you again for joining us. And again, please do leave your name and where you're watching us from. We just want you to present your name so we can be together even more fully in our virtual communication. And don't forget, Easter Sunday, 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time, in person, Unity on the Avenue. We so look forward to being with you. This is our time of conscious giving, where we are able to support where we are spiritually fed. We love you, we bless you, we honor you in your gifts, in your tithes, in your offerings. And for those of you who continue to offer a gift, a tithe, on your stimulus check, on unexpected income, thank you. We are blessed and we are grateful for your generosity, for your being in the flow. And join me as I offer this blessing of our gifts and tithes. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
This song you might recognize from the musical The Greatest Showman. Close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design, 'cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head, a billion dreams are keeping me awake. Of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build, every room inside is filled with things from far away. The special special things we compile, each one there to make us smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be a part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world you close your eyes to see, you close your eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Thank you again for taking the time to be with us this week. We bless you wherever you are. We know that it's going to be an extraordinary week because you see it can simply be no other way. You are blessed, you are loved, you are loving, you are lovable, you are amazing. And we are grateful to have you a part of our Unity on the Avenue Spiritual Center family. Please join me in our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Go in power. Go in peace.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.